Hey folks, Pauleh here, and I am back playing The Long Dark. Now, if you join me for the first episode of this series, you'd have seen I gave my first impressions of the game, survived a little bit, and then I was eaten by a wolf. Now, I'm going to go ahead and start a new game, but before I do, I'd like to have a quick look through the change list, because I've got to say these devs are doing a grand job with this game. They are basically putting out updates what appears to be almost every day, and we've just had a pretty big one as well. But as you can see, most of these are just bug fixes and just a few corrections here and there. But we've just had the version 0.127 update, and this basically does a lot of rebalancing. I think it makes it easier overall, because I guess it was kind of too hardcore before in terms of how difficult it was to survive. So they've tweaked values and whatnot. Quickly run through them, but before I do, I'll just go ahead and point out that during 0.125, okay, that wolf, wasn't expecting that. Okay, so they in the last patch they returned to using DX9 for rendering, so hopefully they should fix a lot of the issues people were having. You can still launch the game in DX11 if you run the bat file. Anyway, 0.127, basically they've done a few things. Mostly it's been changes to the wolves, making sure they don't spawn as much, changing their behaviour so they don't just instantly run up and tear you a new one. They'll now have better behaviour. They could run away, they could flee, they could stalk you still, but it's been made better, which is good. They've also reduced the amount of calories per activity, reduced the initial damage inflicted during a wolf struggle, reduced the range of player damage inflicted during light struggle attacks. So basically there's a ton of changes, like reduce the chance of contacting various afflictions, reduce clothing condition decay rates when indoors, so there's a lot of updates, and that should make it easier to survive, which is cool. I like that. I mean, it was pretty hard before. I mean, after playing this, I went ahead and streamed it, and I did pretty well, if I do say so myself. I got up to 2 days and then I died, but still wasn't too bad. I've seen that someone's made a pretty decent map in the discussions for The Long Dark on Steam, but I'm gonna not use that. I'd rather just go it blind and see if I can sort of remember various areas. That's been one of my biggest downfalls in games such as DayZ and whatnot, is when playing around on Chernarus, I can't remember anything. I have terrible memory, and I just can't remember where I'm at, what the surroundings are. I get lost very easily. I'm one of those types of people. So we're going to go ahead and start here. Okay. Not entirely sure where we're at, but let's see what we can do. So that looks like a logging area. Let's head down there. I'm pretty sure I came through here when I was streaming. My experience in this game is still not too extensive. I've only played it like once or twice now since my video, but I like to think I'm a little bit better, have a better understanding. I also know that there are actually weapons in the game, like a hunting rifle, which are pretty damn effective. So I'd love to get my hands on that. The cool thing is even when you have the rifle, and you can kill wolves, the fear of death is not completely gone. Because first of all, you have limited ammo. Secondly, you still need to eat and stay warm and do all those. And if you take a look at a game like DayZ, you're pretty well vulnerable until you get a weapon from NPC or player alike. But there's always plenty of food and plenty of supplies to keep you alive, so it's never an issue. So once you've got your weapon, you're pretty well set. In this game, it doesn't matter. Okay, so if I recall, and I'm probably wrong here, this leads up to a ranger station on top of this hill, and that actually had the rifle, if I'm not mistaken, although I could be wrong. Actually, I'm thinking the rifle was in a little log cabin elsewhere, but for now we'll go ahead and take a gander. It takes a little while to climb up here, but maybe if I just keep sprinting it'll be okay. I have noticed I've sprained my ankle once or twice when just running. Now I don't know if that happens if you run for too long, or if you're going down a slope or what. I know it can happen if you take falling damage, but yeah. Gotta be careful. Alright, so we started in the evening again. I don't know if it's the same time of day every time you play this, but that's fine. The one thing I will say is that some advice I highly recommend is to travel during the day, stay indoors at night, because it is bloody dark at night. Even if you have a lantern, you can only see a couple of feet in front of you. So if you're getting stalked by wolves, you will not see them. That's my advice. I was trying to follow train tracks as the sky went dark and I couldn't see anything. It was pretty scary. Forestry lookout. Now one thing that people have mentioned is that there's a bunker somewhere and it randomly spawns. It's like a little hatch you've got to find. I'd like to find that because that sounds pretty interesting. Corpse over there. I'll check that out in a moment. Okay. So what do we have? Nice hatchet. Radio doesn't work. Some firewood. Rifle ammo. Ooh, we can wear that. I wonder if this is one of those things where you'd want to wear your layers and warm clothes when you travel and then basically take them off when you get inside. I'm not sure. What I do know is it's getting darker. Now, how am I looking? Cold and hunger. I'm not exactly tired yet. I could probably do with eating. I've got a few snacks on me. I think I really need to get a move in and basically try and cover more ground. It's going to take me a while to get back down here, down off this mountain, but I don't have much choice at the moment. I've got a little bit of firewood if I need to make a fire. Okay, I'm wasting time just standing around. It will get dark by the time I'm down below, but as I said, I don't think I've got much choice. There is that corpse I want to check out. Like, I could probably stay up here for the night, but to be honest, I've still got lights. Even if it's only going to be for a little while, I may as well use it.
Hope nobody needs this anymore.
find the way down. Alright, let's go, let's go, let's go. I wonder what happens if I drop down there. Is there anything down there? Probably not. Chances are I just injure my ankle or something, which is something I really do not need to deal with right now. So, if I'm not mistaken, I can go from here to a fairly big lake where there's various houses that I could loot, or at least one. I'll be totally honest, I don't really remember. I'm getting kind of hungry. Is there any food? Let's get some calories back in me. But yeah, as I said, I streamed this game, I learnt a little bit more about it, such as you can get food poisoning from bad quality food, or if you eat raw meat. Now, you can heal that by taking antibiotics and then resting, as in sleeping, for several hours. It is pretty cool. I mean, you can die from it if you're not careful, but just being able to sort of sleep it off is pretty nice. But then again, you stay still for too long, then you are wasting time and you need to go get more resources and all that stuff. Okay, so yeah, we're going to follow this logging trail. I'm going to stay on the side here. I personally prefer the high ground whenever possible. Now, I really don't want to be running everywhere, because it's going to burn my calories quicker and probably increase the chance of injury, but at the same time the sun is setting, so I want to cover as much distance as possible. I'll need to gather wood for a fire later on, but I can do that later. One of the changes in the patch was that campfires keep wolves away a little bit better than before, so that's something. Up ahead's looking fairly clear. Ah, here we go. I haven't actually been here before. I don't see any wolfies, so let's keep moving up. Do any of these have a fire in it? I love how you can open up drawers.
Looks like this has been here a while.
Makes the whole experience a little bit cooler. Fire striker. Oh nice, I wonder if this is multiple use.
That'll come in handy.
Into the knife, nice, I'll be able to skin animals easier. Heavy wool sweater. I'll go ahead and equip that. It's also slightly windproof, that's good. Can opener, I needed that, I've got a few cans. Alright, there's a bed here, nothing else in here. Let's go to the next one. We'll hit these trailers up quickly. It's getting dark, but yeah, the only problem is that these trailers do not have anywhere to start a fire. I wonder if I could start a campfire inside a building. I wonder if the game would allow me to do that. Oh, perfect. Perfect. flare. Alright. We'll hit up that broken outdoor building first, and then we'll probably go into the last trailer. Been finding a lot of firewood, so I might not have to do any searching. Just trying to see if I can see where this road goes. I think it just keeps going on. Now I could try to sleep the night, we'll see. Still no fireplace, that's a bit of a bugger. I'll have a look and see if I can place a campfire inside here. Although I have a feeling it'll be restricted to outside only.
What have we here?
I wonder if items respawn in these houses, or if once you've gone through them all, that's it. Kind of curious about that. Okay, we're getting weighed down now, I've got to be careful. I did pick up a wool hat though. Wait, where was it? Okay. Wait, is the torch better than my hat? It is indeed, okay.
Hope nobody needs this anymore.
I probably should stop picking up all these spares or try and just repair the ones I've got. Alright, can I make a campfire? Not indoors, okay. Fairly cold, I'm going to be fairly thirsty soon. I need to boil some water, although I do have a few drinks. I think what we're going to do, we'll go ahead and eat what food we have. First of all, have a couple of drinks. Get our calories back, because we're going to want to have a long sleep, see if we can get it to the morning. I think that's most ideal. I actually don't have too much in the way of food. That's not good. We might have to kill a wolf barehanded. I don't really enjoy the sound of that, but desperate times. I don't have much choice now. I just need to sleep. So I'm gonna burn how many calories? The later I go to bed, the better. I could sleep till 6 AM. Alright, screw it. We'll take the risk. I may have just made it too long, but we'll see. The bottom right corner, you'll see it says 100% condition. Okay, I'm still good. Okay, so by the way, sleeping also saves your game, so that's pretty important. I am very thirsty now. Now, I'll go ahead and take my soda. Calories are low. I can take my energy bar or whatever just to top them up. So basically what I'm going to need to do after this is to head out, look for a new place, hopefully somewhere where I can boil some water or boil some snow, and hopefully purify that water, and then hopefully we can survive. Anyway, I think we're okay for now. Anyway, since I can actually save when sleeping, this seems like a great place to stop. If you've enjoyed this so far, make sure you join me next time, see if we can survive a little bit longer. Our first goal is to make it to 24 hours. After that we'll move it up to 2 days, then 3 days, and so on. We'll take it one day at a time basically. Anyway, thank you for watching. Till next time.